It's 6 p.m, late October 1944, at an undisclosed RAF airfield, Lincolnshire. This story is inspired by the realities of RAF Bomber Command aircrew life. An Avro Lancaster turns onto the active runway, beheld by the controller's red Aldis lamp, till the runway is clear. The brakes are applied, engines running up. Red light, green light. The pilot opens up the 4 engines and releases the brakes. The heavy wheels turn. Whatever the weather, there is always a small group of station personnel to wave the bombers off. Now, throttles up to full power, takeoff boost 3000 RPM. The Merlins roar as she produces thrust. Accelerating fast, the bomber comes alive, the pilot pushing power and the engineer keeping track of the engines. The flight engineer calls the airspeeds as the pilot concentrates on keeping the aircraft straight. 80 miles per hour, 90, 100, 105, 110. The end of the 2,000-yard runway is getting closer and closer. The 4 Merlin engines thunder the Lancaster down the runway, lifting an all-up weight of 65,000 pounds. Wheels up, full of high-octane petrol, 10,000 pounds of high explosives, and 7 men become airborne. The Lancaster slips into formation, maintaining position, altitude and heading. And Merlin's now humming at cruising speed. Seated in the mid, upper and tail positions, the gunners are secure and fully ready. They approach, radio silence holding, the low roar of the Merlin engines carrying them forward. Hours into the flight now, and miles behind enemy lines. Together they head for the target. The run-in begins. Crew alert, nerves steady on the flight controls. Target now reached, they strike with devastating force. A Lancaster takes a fatal hit. Bomb doors are open. Ordnance dropped. Another Lancaster is struck by anti-aircraft fire and disappears into a sea of flame. Separated over a defended factory, a Lancaster flies low. Skilled anti-aircraft gunners fire into the night sky and hit her in the starboard engine. Struck by enemy air fire, the Lancaster is badly damaged and slowly descending. With fuel leaking from a ruptured tank and their altitude dropping, the ground becomes ever closer. Still deep into occupied territories, the Avro Lancaster, hit by heavy Axis gunfire, is losing fuel and flight control. Heavily damaged, she slips under the forest tree line. Engine. With the outer starboard engine and the electrics shot up, the propeller won't feather. Every mile just got tougher. The pilot, flight engineer and navigator must summon every skill they have to save their aircrew and the aircraft itself. Still flying and surviving the night. Now early morning, an eerie coastal mist drifts in, its silence only broken by the Lancaster's Merlin engines. Low visibility takes hold, a blessing and a curse, as it gives their aircraft cover. Now the fight for home begins. Every mile fought for, every second matters. Another perilous journey is beginning. On board the Lancaster, the pilot is fighting heavy starboard drag, a physically demanding struggle, continually adjusting trim and power to keep control. The flight engineer is countering fuel loss, isolating the starboard feed and managing transfers, every move critical to keep the aircraft balanced. The navigator is struggling with poor visibility, relying on dead reckoning to estimate position, using heading, airspeed, time, and wind corrections. The question on their minds is, can they make it back? Will they make it home? Slipping into the cover of the North Sea, They are disappearing into an eerie fog of mist across these expansive waters. The lone Lancaster fights on. Fuel is steadily running down. The engine still won't feather, despite the engineer's best efforts. They can really feel the drag. The wireless operator, no transmission, silence, radio dead. The bomb aimer scans for E-boats or any enemy surface threat. The gunners look for enemy fighters or any threat above and behind. Finally breaking through the mist, nursing a badly wounded aircraft, they still have a fighting chance. Fuel is running low. Time is against them. The crew, strained and running on what little fuel remains, press on. It's going to be close. They just need to keep flying. The flight engineer's worst fears are about to become true. A second engine, starved of fuel, has failed. The Lancaster's remaining engines are given everything. With the starboard engines gone, the pilot forces maximum thrust to the port side, struggling to keep the aircraft airborne. The aircrew's problems are well past critical now. Through the pilot's extreme skill and determination, the Port Merlin strain at full power, keeping her in the air. She can't and won't last much longer. This is it. There is nothing left. As an aircrew, as a team, the skill of the pilot, the navigator, the flight engineer, and everyone working together, they bring an aircraft back onto the runway. Back to an airfield when all could have been so easily lost. A long night and morning, with every hour fought for, they are finally home. It's 3 a.m, March the 25th, 1944. In the dark waters of the Atlantic, Captain Ryman Teisler commands the U-boat U976, stealthily surfacing to rendezvous with an escort convoy destined for the German subpens in the south of France. Meanwhile, on a clear but hazy morning at RAF Bredannick in Cornwall, England, the stage was set for an extraordinary mission. The 618 Squadron of the Royal Air Force was gearing up for a daring submarine hunt. These aircraft, the Mosquito Mark 18s, have been fitted with a secret weapon, a Merlin's 57mm 6-pounder anti-tank gun. Intelligence was good. The operation was on. The runway was being extended when in a local pub it was overheard by the RAF ground crew that the labourers were making more so-called danger money than the actual pilots themselves. So they would leave their takeoff very late. So as the sun began to rise, the two Mark 18 anti-tank gun-loaded Mosquitoes became airborne and set their course at 140 degrees. And as they raced across the sea, 4 more Mosquitoes from 248 Squadron joined them in formation. Flying under radar at a daring 40 to 50 feet above the waves, they scanned the sea looking for any small outlines. The sub was out there. Intelligence was correct. The RAF Mosquitoes are now 400 miles from home. Still searching. They're coming up to the coordinates. This is where it should be. All of a sudden, the lead pilot spots something on the horizon. It's the unmistakable shapes of a ship, convoy, and within it a submarine. This is perfect. This is what they've been hunting for. The Mosquitoes quickly jettison their drop tanks. Shedding excess weight, it can make them vulnerable for the incoming anti-aircraft fire. They position themselves ready for the attack. The two Tetsi Mark 18s climb high into the sun. 248 goes for the ships. Gun button pressed. They unleash 4 20mm Hispano cannons and 4.303 Brownings, all mounted in the noses of the Mosquitoes. A devastating forward-firing firepower. The Mosquitoes relentlessly open up. All guns, all cannons. Tracers streaking across decks. Shells ripping through gun crews and superstructures. Fast and precise, the Mosquitoes weave and roll. Every foot of altitude and every knot of speed exploited, striking in controlled bursts. Each pass draws fire and holds the line, all buying crucial seconds for the soon-to-be attacking 618 Squadron, who are still climbing towards the sun, almost ready to strike the U-boat, which now finds itself trapped in shallow water and unable to dive. With the escort ships now pinned down with heavy fire, everything is falling into place. 248 Squadron's skill and suppression clears the way for the final assault. Undeterred by flak, pilot Doug Turner and navigator Des Curtis initiate a 35-degree daring dive, reaching speeds of 380 miles per hour towards the submarine, using the sun to cover their attack, training their Merlin 6-pounder anti-tank gun just before their target. They fired the non-explosive solid steel shell to hit the water. They would aim just to the side of the U-boat. The shell fired at the right angle would run through the water like a torpedo, parallel to the surface and rip through the hull like butter, then ricochet inside the U-boat, finding its way back out again, causing double the damage. A truly brutal weapon. By now the U-boat had stopped weaving, it had lost its manoeuvrability and most of its guns. It was dead in the water. Final blow. Incoming. U976, heavily damaged, began to slip under the waves. Out of the 51 crew members, 47 managed to survive the attack, 4 were mortally wounded. The remaining crew were all picked up by the escort and minesweepers and returned to base at Saint Nazaire. But the story did not end there. In December 1989, Flying Officer Des Curtis, DFC, wrote to the former U976 captain Raymond Teisler, saying he led the aircraft that attacked his submarine off Saint Nazaire. The letter was sent. 10 days would pass, and no reply. But then, Following their initial encounter, a great friendship would emerge between these warriors above and below the sea, uniting them in a shared purpose that reached beyond the skies and the oceans of World War II. Stay tuned for our CGI showcase of legendary warbirds in action right now.
It's not about medals. It's not about thank you. But it's nice to be remembered.
Every aircraft you've just seen was built by us in CGI. If you enjoyed this, subscribe here on YouTube and follow us on TikTok and Facebook, because we're bringing even more historic warbirds back to life. Thank you.